Hey everybody. So I am going to be doing an overview of the Georgia Tech roster today. And you know what? I'm not going to freaking waste any time either. I'm going to jump right into it. So let's just jump on over to the Georgia Tech roster and get this started. I realize that it's getting pretty close to the season, and I have not really done anything preview-wise, so we're going to do this, okay? And we're going to just jump right over here, and I'm going to go. Well, reckon we ought to start with offense, and I think that I guess we'll go wide receiver. I just went to the Georgia Tech website here and sorted the rosters by positions, and I'll pretty much just go through them real quick and talk about kind of what I'm thinking of for each position. So we'll start out here. I'll just basically the wide receivers position, I'll give an overview, and then I'll go kind of through the individual players. So wide receiver, who did we lose from last year? Well, we lost Adonicus Sanders, who had a couple big plays. In fact, he came down with the winning touchdown or the go-ahead touchdown in the Duke game last year, and transferred to Temple for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know if it was because he wasn't getting enough playing time, which I don't understand. I thought, there was plenty of, he got plenty of playing time, plenty of spotlight and stuff like that, but you never know these days. Like, these kids, I swear, man, they transfer just to transfer sometimes, and it's not like he upgraded or anything. He probably downgraded. I mean, Temple, like, really? Temple? I just really don't know what the decision with the Adonicus Sanders transfer was. Kind of confusing, to be honest. But yeah, we lost Adonicus Sanders. Huge blow, I guess. I don't know. We'll probably be fine. And also, on a serious note, we lose Kyric McGowan, who was probably our best receiver, if not second best. He was a grad transfer, and he was really good. And he's gone now. So this is what our wide receiver room looks like this year. We have E.J. Jenkins, a transfer from South Carolina. And so E.J. Jenkins, you can see, I mean, the dude is 6'7", 243. I mean, he's just an absolute monster. And he transfers from South Carolina, and there is a lot of hype around E.J. Jenkins in the preseason for some reason. Obviously, I'm not I just don't get it. I mean, I'm sure he'll be good, but E.J. Jenkins, he didn't really do anything. I mean, he's a redshirt senior. He didn't really do anything at South Carolina. That's why he transferred out. And there's like a ton of hype around him. I'm just not so sure about E.J. Jenkins and the hype around him. I'm not really feeling it. I mean, it is great that he's 6'7". That gives him a boost in the end zone, I guess. Some jump balls, but I mean, I don't know. He'll have to prove it to me. He's a redshirt senior. He's got plenty of experience. I mean, that's kind of what we needed, but he's got big shoes to fill. As far as like Kyric McGowan, I mean, Kyric McGowan last year was just an absolute beast. So I don't know. People are acting like E.J. Jenkins is the second coming of Megatron or something, and I just don't know. So we'll have to see. I mean, I'm excited. I mean, what a beast. He's freaking 6'7". Are you kidding me? So I'm stoked on that. But I mean, other than that, I don't really know. Leo Blackburn. So Leo Blackburn actually got hurt last year. He was in his true freshman year, and apparently is still hurt. And of course, it's a secret if he's going to be playing or not this year. It's a secret. We don't talk about injuries. Blah blah blah. So we're never gonna know until the game. Until we kick off, to know if Leo Blackburn is going to be playing at all. Who knows? So that's kind of irritating that Jeff Collins just keeps a freaking secret of everything. He acts like, if we freaking let this vital information out, we're going to go 3-9 or something. I don't know. So we can't know. We can't know if he's okay. But everybody is so stoked on him. He's a 4-star. He was a 4-star recruit. He'll be a sophomore this year. Last year obviously he was injured. And there's a lot of hype around him. I'm pretty hyped too. I mean, he was rumored to be pretty much a beast. So I'm stoked on that if he does play. So I've got to okay. Malachi Carter, by far our best receiver this year, I think. I mean, Malachi Carter's been around forever. I mean, he's amazing. You can go watch his highlights. It is really good. He's definitely our best receiver, and it's a great weapon to have for sure. Malachi Carter is a beast, and I'm stoked to freaking have Malachi Carter back. He's one of the few that stayed. That's a senior that we're going to get to use this year. It's going to be great. I'm really stoked. He's really good, and him and Jeff Sims together, man. He's one of Jeff Sims' probably his top target, and I'm glad to have him. He's probably our best receiver. So then you got Bryce Gowdy on here. This is the recruit we had a few years ago that actually died, so they still got him hanging out on the roster. Rest in peace. Ryan King. I've heard a lot of good things about Ryan King in the coming out of fall camp. Like, everybody's heard a lot of good things about him. He's was a freshman or second year freshman last year. He's been here since 2020, same as Jeff Sims and Jahmyr Gibbs, and hasn't done anything yet. But based on fall camp, you'd think he hung the moon. So we'll see how good Ryan King looks this year. And I mean, hey, if he plays as good as he does in fall camp, but who knows? I could probably look good against our secondary, which we'll get to that later. So who knows? Okay. Nate McCollum. He got a lot of playing time last year, and he's pretty decent. So, he's been here for 2 years. He's here. He's a good, solid guy. Nothing real crazy and nothing real good to say too much. We'll see. We'll see how he goes. He's just a solid guy to have, I guess. And some more guys here that I think that's probably about it. So we did have PJ Harris, who is a wide receiver last year, actually moved to tight end. So that's very interesting. We'll see how that goes. I mean, our tight end, I don't even know if I should waste time on our tight end. I mean, it didn't exist until Jeff Collins came. So we got all these tight ends now. Dylan Leonard's the starting tight end. And, so I don't even know. I mean, we don't really see too much production out of them yet. That's a room that's still building. So there's really nothing too much to say about the tight ends, but that PJ Harris moved down to there. He was decent last year. Then the last one of note, then of course there's freshman. James Blackstream was a 5-star last year, or 4-star last year. Fun fact, Georgia Tech's only had one 5-star ever. It was Megatron. So James Blackstream, a lot of hype around him too, looking out. So who knows? Maybe he comes in this year and gets some action. Tight ends pretty much moved on. We did have this transfer, Luke Benson from Syracuse. So whoopee, stoked on that. So stoked. All right, how about running back? So we have. I had this video last year where I pretty much went off about the running back situation. After the season last year, we pretty much ran out of running backs. There were 17 on the starter, and when we first when Collins first got here, and then we got down to one. Or one starter, that is. It was Dante Smith. So I'm looking out for Tay to come on and go crazy this year, okay? Dante Smith was every time he touched the ball last year, he went crazy. So I'm looking at him to be RB1. He was good last year. So had 4 touchdowns, obviously, but he was behind Jahmyr Gibbs and Jordan Mason. So he was third now, but he's got to step up now because he's got big shoes to fill as far as the running back situation goes. Unfortunately, talking about a running back situation might actually get me pissed off. Talking about a lot of this will get me pissed off, in fact. So, yeah, that's Dante Smith. He's been on the team the longest. And these other guys, Hassan Hall, so he transfers in from Louisville, and as far as a running back, I'm not so sure. He's a good punt and kick returner though. So, you can watch his highlights. He's played 42 games over 4 seasons at Louisville. He's got 1 year left. He's got he's just a veteran, experienced guy. Pretty stoked to have Hassan Hall. He's a good running back. Very solid to have. A guy on our team that can kick and field kick returns like that. So pretty stoked on Hassan Hall. And this freaking roster thing is pissing me off. I'd like to give you guys something to look at because every time I click on something, it pulls it up, but then when you go back, you gotta scroll down and find where the hell you were at. So it's pretty irritating. All right, Dylan McDuffie from Buffalo. Just some running back we got from Buffalo. Hopefully, Buffalo. Okay, Buffalo usually produces good running backs, so I'm actually looking forward to Dylan McDuffie. I've heard good things from him. Buffalo is, Buffalo, whatever, but they're no joke when it comes to running backs. So Dylan McDuffie. Expecting some good things out of him, so pretty stoked on that. All right, now I gotta do this freaking thing again, where I gotta find my place again. And then we have Antonio Martin and Jamie Felix, 2 freshmen. Probably won't see the field this year, except maybe at the end of yeah, when we're blowing out inferior opponents. Yeah, they'll come in for sure. All right, how about quarterback? Jeff Sims, baby. All right, so I actually do have a lot to say about this position. Jeff Sims is the QB1, and I really haven't given up on Jeff Sims ever. A lot of people criticize him and stuff. I mean, he does get hurt a lot, but, Jeff Sims, I feel like he's just been done dirty by the staff that he by the offensive coordinator. It's not for lack of trying that Jeff Sims has been, inconsistent, turned the ball over, somewhat unprepared. It was Dave Patnode, and Dave Patnode was in over his head. And last year, Jeff Sims spent all this time learning under Dave Patnode. Well, you got a freaking bum-ass coach coaching you this whole time. It's not going to turn out well. So, yeah, Dave Patnode is gone now, and we finally have a real quarterbacks coach in Chris Winkie. So, I am super looking forward to Jeff Sims. He is the heart and life of this team. I'm freaking stoked on Jeff Sims. I've got his trading card that's signed right here. And I'm expecting big things out of Jeff Sims. And I heard from Kelly Quinlan that if Jeff Sims isn't our QB1, then we don't have a QB. Because from what I've heard, these other two quarterbacks behind him are not prepared. And yes, that includes Tyson Pumachan. And some of you might be surprised to hear, including me. I was surprised to hear this. Pumachan is third string behind Zach Gibson. What? He's third freaking string? Yeah, dude. So we got Zach Gibson in here, and okay, he's played 3 seasons at Akron, so he's got, a lot of experience as a starting quarterback. And I guess he just fits better into the system. I guess he's just, this is just what I've heard out of fall camp and stuff, is that Zach Gibson is number 2 and Pumachan is number 3. As for Zach Gibson's skills and whatnot, I mean, I haven't friggin' seen any highlights because there don't exist highlights of Akron players. It's not like he just, some kind of amazing. Okay, I'll put it like this. I think our quarterback room looks better than it did last year, because last year we had Jordan Yates, and that was it. And Jordan Yates was great and everything, but he was a triple option quarterback. He couldn't throw past 15 yards, and he rushed really well, but that's just not what, that was not working for us. So Zach Gibson, I just think, is just a solid backup is what he is. He's no Jeff Sims. He's not going to be pushing for the job, I don't think. And I don't think, I guess Pumachan isn't either, because I don't think, yeah. I mean, obviously, we all know the story about Pumachan. He was backup last year behind DJ Ukulele and never saw the field. A lot of people, of course, were hollering for Pumachan to come in and play because, well, when your quarterback's doing bad, the freaking most popular person on the team is the backup quarterback. So a lot of people are hollering for Pumachan. But there has to just be something about Pumachan. Obviously, we haven't seen him play much. There has to be something about Pumachan that's just not right, I guess, because he didn't see the field at Clemson even after the bad year that Ukulele had, and he transferred out, and now he's here, and now he's third string at Georgia Tech. So, I'm not sure. He was a 4-star prospect coming out of high school, high 4-star, and I'm not sure, so we'll have to see about Pumachan, whenever we can, I guess. I don't really know what else to say. He's still learning the system from what I've heard, and when he entered the transfer portal, he had a lot of time off from football, so he's probably rusty and stuff like that, so who knows. It was a pretty high pickup at the time, but I just don't think he's going to help us, at least not this year. Hopefully, get freaking Chris Winkie in there, baby. And coach him up, and maybe he's pretty good. I don't know. Okay. And then, of course, we have Zach Pyron, this little freshman that we brought in. Okay, so kicker. I mean, do I really need to talk about kicker? Samaglia graduated. Thankfully, Samaglia was not very good. So we have these two, Aiden Bird, Jude Kelly. I think Jude Kelly gets a start. And that's about all I got to say about that. We'll see how he does. David Shanahan. This is the freaking Irishman, or Australian, the punter, that he is a punter, okay? And I don't know how they do things over in Ireland, right? But every time this dude goes to punt, I've talked about this before, he hits the ball, if that's the ground, he hits the ball. Most punters kick it maybe like that, hit the ball and it's like that. But he hits the ball off the freaking ground like it's a damn kickoff or something every time. It's super low. It's been blocked several times. And every time we go to punt, my butthole clenches up about that tight. Okay? So I'm not very stoked on our freaking punter, to say the least. So, hopefully he gets that under control, because, it's just ridiculous whenever he goes to punt and it's like that. Okay? You need to get them punts up. He just punts it. He punts it too close to the ground, man. It gives me a freaking heart attack. And it freaking has bit us in the ass a couple times, man. Jeez. All right. I'm going to look at the comments real quick. Let's see who's in here. I wanted to just be this concise, but Trish Seminole, what up? TD Jake, Jeremy Beatty, all is good, bro. Yes, sir. Man, Matthew, Braden Humphreys. What about the Syracuse transfer at tight end? Yep, hopefully he's good. You heard he was really fast. Well, I haven't heard too much from him, so we'll have to see how that goes. But to be honest, I don't put much stock into our tight end room. I mean, they don't really do much at all. So not so stoked. So yeah. All right. Slim Shady, what's up? Who does a roster preview of a 2-win team? I don't know, douchebag. Who freaking hypes up Miami every year for them to go 7-5? That's who. Okay. BC Georgia Tech Jackets. Hey man. Good to see you guys. Ted Jordan. Hey. Thanks, C-Dog, for breaking things down. Hey, no problem. I just want to say what's up to the dang chat real quick. Yeah, Presley Harvin will be this. Yeah, it's a far cry from Presley Harvin to Shanahan. I mean, he needs to get that together, man. I mean, I can't believe how scary it is every time he goes to punt. Okay. Now, to offensive line. Yeah, this is so exciting. Jordan Williams is going to be... I think Jordan Williams is our best offensive lineman. Pretty much just a beast. And, he's just huge. And he's just one of our best linemen. I mean, what can I say here? I mean, what do you want me to break down film or something about how he about his pass pro or something? I mean, he's just good, okay? He's our best O-line. I'm not going to spend too much time on the O-line, because nobody cares anyway. Basically, with our O-line, it's been doo-doo for several years. It's like, but O-line is one of the positions that I really give a lot of time. So, some things I'm impatient, like the defense. What in the hell does a transition from the triple option have to do with the defense? The defense should be what's keeping us in games. I'm going to get pissed off. It should be what's keeping us in games while the offense is transitioning, but instead we have the worst passing defense in the country, and we have a defensive, supposedly, guru coach, and our defense sucks bad. So, anyway, this is about O-line, okay? So, we're pretty not good at O-line lately. Let's see if I can even figure out who the hell is going to be starting. So we have these two transfers in, Paul Chio and Pierce Quick. And Paul Chio is from Clemson. Pierce Quick is from Alabama. Both of them were 4 stars coming out of high school, and neither of them could get onto the rosters at their respective schools. So they come back to the ATL, come home, and we'll freaking take them because we need all the help we can get, okay? And I don't know. Usually there's a reason that they get benched, but you're sitting behind 5 stars and stuff like that at Clemson and Alabama. Although neither of those teams have very good offensive lines last year, so kind of iffy on that. But you know what? We'll just take. I don't know. You can't go wrong. I mean, look at him. He's a freaking big white boy. I mean, that's what you want online. We're still in the middle of transitioning this class over. So we're just trying to get big boys on the line, trying to get that depth and whatnot at the offensive line as best we can. Then, of course, we have Paula Vaipulu, and he's a sophomore this year. Last year, he was pretty much thrown to the wolves and, was very young. I mean, as far as... right when he got here, he pretty much was thrown in because we were so thin at the line. So he's been doing a good job. Let's see. Bobby Mooney, I think, is a new freshman that we got from this past class. So is Weston Franklin and Tyler Gibson. Fun fact is... Now, Weston Franklin's from last year. Tyler Gibson is the brother of Zach Gibson, the quarterback. So that's very interesting. I know we're all so stoked on the O-line. Okay, that's all I think I need to talk about for the O-line. Yeah. So, God. All right, moving on to the defense. Yeah. So, what do we have here? We got freaking Charlie Thomas. What a beast. Charlie Thomas is a senior and probably the best player on our defense. Last year, he had a great year last year, and it was totally kicking ass. And, man, he's been here since 2018. And he's really good. So, yep, stoked on Charlie Thomas coming back. I'm surprised he didn't go to the NFL, but, you know, he was very good for us. And as I have to scroll all the way back down, okay, maybe we just won't click on them anymore. All right. Yeah, stoked on him. And then, of course, Ayinde Ace Ely, who came from Maryland last year, did great for us last year in linebacker. Linebacker I'm not too worried about. It's really, you know, the corners that I'm not so stoked on. I mean, well, we had the worst passing defense, or one of the worst passing defenses in the country last year, so forgive me if I'm not stoked on these freaking guys. You have Trinilius Tatum, who was a 4-star, I'm pretty sure, so stoked on that. A bunch of these guys, I don't know. I'm pretty much looking at Charlie Thomas and Ace Ely in this position, and there's a lot of hype on Tatum here, so we'll maybe see. Demetrius Knight has jumped around. He's probably played every position on the team by now at Georgia Tech. He was at quarterback and freaking they're moving around all over the place. I think he played D-line too, maybe at one point. But yeah, he landed finally at linebacker. That's all I have to say for that. Let's see, defensive line. Okay, so we take a couple blows on the defensive line. I feel like our defensive line was decent last year. We did get pressure, it felt like, but we did not get a lot of sacks. Like we had very few sacks last year, which is sad to see. And our D-line could be looking really good if it wasn't for the fact that we had two starters transfer out, Jordan Dominic and Jared Ivey. And if you guys remember, I did a great video on Jared Ivey the other day about how he transferred to Ole Miss, and then the Ole Miss people are so stoked to have him, and then a few months later forget he transferred and do an article where they're like, oh, you know, watch out for Jared Ivey on Georgia Tech's D-line. He's going to be pretty good. Well, no shit, he's pretty good, but he's on your team now. How could you forget? I mean, these people are paid to make these articles like that. So if you didn't see that video, yeah, go watch that. It's pretty funny. It's just stupid. Anyway, so we lose Jared Ivey and Jordan Dominic, and those are two pretty bad blows. I mean, whatever. Anyway, I'm looking at Keon White to come back this year, okay? Because Keon White was a transfer from Old Dominion, and a crazy amount of hype in the Georgia Tech fan base for him, because apparently he's just a badass dude. And dude, he freaking broke his leg in fall camp last year and was out the entire year, and we didn't see him. So that was unfortunate. He's back, I think. You know, it's a secret, but now I'm pretty sure he's back this year. He's probably going to start. Well, I'll go ahead and say he will start. And I'm looking at him and Zeke Biggers. Zeke is a freaking monster, and he was a freshman last year, and he really showed out. So I'm really expecting a lot of things from Zeke, and I'm pretty stoked on him. I mean, everybody freaking loves him. He's just this huge freaking monster dude. He's got big, long dreads, and he'll just kick your ass. He's great. So, you know, who knows where these other guys on the defensive line may land. Got a couple freshmen in here, Horace Lockett from this past class, and KJ Miles. And then, of course, some of these other guys that have been here for a little while. Micaiah Scott, Chimezda, they've been here for a little while. Kevin Harris, transferred from Alabama last year, I think. So, who knows? Maybe we can, I mean, it sucks to have to fill the shoes of Jared Ivey and Jordan Dominic, but mostly Jared Ivey. Jared Ivey was really good, and Dominic had his moments, but yeah, that sucks that we gotta freaking replace them. Just sucks. So And then we get to the doo-dooest of all positions is our DBs. Unfortunately, just not very great. We had the worst freaking passing defense ever last year. And so, of course, our coach, in all his wisdom, fires our secondary coach. And then he goes and gets the secondary coach from the only team that was ranked worse in passing defense than us. Can you believe that? Unbelievable. So, I haven't seen anything at all in this offseason that makes me feel any better about the secondary this year, the DBs, the pass defense, whatever it is. I think you're gonna have, we lose Wanya Thomas. That's a huge loss. Wanya was so good, and now he's at the Cowboys. He's freaking catching picks and just kicking ass, and I freaking miss Wanya. Okay, I miss him already, and so I'm not stoked on that. And this is abysmal to me. I'm just not stoked whatsoever. We're going to have Derek Allen as our starting safety, I'm pretty sure, and Zamari Walton is one of our more senior guys. So he's going to be starting. We had Kenyatta Watson come in from Texas last year. Didn't see much from him, but maybe we'll see him sneak in there. I mean, what do you want me to say? I don't know, man. This just blows. I mean, this whole thing, I wouldn't expect anything out of it. You can't get much worse than last year, but we're damn sure going to try by hiring the one coach that was worse than us. So, anyway, there you have it. That's the freaking roster overview and what Sea-Dog thinks for the 2022 Georgia Tech football season. I told you this would be short and sweet, but, oh, God, the freaking season's here, and Sea-Dog's feeling the pressure because I had all these ideas of, what I wanted to do for the offseason, and I ran out of time. So, thought I'd do this one in a stream, and thanks for everybody for stopping by. I'll give you guys a quick shout-out real quick. Ted says, Jalen King and Zamari have upside. They need better coaching and scheming. Yeah, well, who knows if freaking who knows if our new coach, his name slips me. I damn forgot his name. But he used to play for Georgia Tech, and he was at Michigan State, and he came, and I mean, who goes and hires the one coach worse than the damn one you got? Damn it. So, I mean, don't even get me going on that. Yes, Travaris Tillman. Thank you. Yes, that's right. So, I don't know. I really just haven't been, but, I'm looking at, our defensive line could really use some. It's just, we need it. If our secondary is going to suck, supposedly Collins has taken an increased role in freaking stepping up and into the defense. So we're all calling for, obviously, for Andrew Thacker to be fired last year. He fires Patnode, which was much needed off the offense, and we're all clamoring for Thacker to be fired because he's obviously in over his head too. Well, Jeff Collins supposedly demotes him, but doesn't. Because he's still on the team. He's still a defensive coordinator. So, but supposedly now Jeff Collins has taken a bigger role into the defense, which I don't know what he was doing before. He was probably freaking eating at Waffle House or something. And so, look, Jeff Collins is a great defensive coach and a great recruiter. Those are about his only strengths. I mean, a good hype man too, but the hype is worn off, and I hope that him stepping up into the defense, that's the only thing that gives me hope, because he does run a good defense, right? So I am a little stoked on that. Not stoked, but I mean, if that's about the only compliment I can give, the only hope I can possibly have for our defense being any better this year is of his supposed involvement in it. So... Ted Jordan, thank you for being active and walking through this with me, man. Appreciate you. Oh, CJ, you're in here too. I didn't even see you. I see you had a freaking Seminole in your name. What's up with that, dude? Two-tamer. All right. Braden Humphreys, BC Yellow Jackets, and Dylan and Wilkie. Is Jeff gone after this year? We can only hope. We can only hope. I have a video on that, in fact, of what it would take for me to change my mind about Jeff Collins getting fired. Basically a lot needs to change for me to change my mind, but for now I'm hoping he does. So, all right, I'm going to freaking get out of here and get to making videos, guys. Freaking the season's upon us. Okay, we have the Backyard Brawl Thursday, so I'm trying to get this last bit of off-season stuff done so we can freaking, get in the season. And I've got a lot planned, and I'm really excited. I'm not so stoked on our freaking Jackets because we'll probably suck, but I mean, I can't help it. I mean, it's a new day. We're 0-0. I'm sure I'll be smacked down week 1, but I can't help but get a little bit pumped as we get closer to playing games. And of course, I like just watching other games too, besides just Georgia Tech. So I'm stoked for that too. And I'm going to freaking get out of here, you guys. Thank you for watching. Go Jackets, and I'll see you next time.